Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Love Speaks Live. I'm your host, Candice Ruggiero. I'm a keynote speaker, host of Intentional Excellence podcast, and host of Love Speaks Out in the community. But tonight, it's just you and me. And this episode is called Wear Your Imperfections Like Jewels. Now, let's be real. Most women probably, most of us here, struggle with how we look. Maybe it's the same for men, but I know more about women to tell about this. We stress about our weight, our face, our skin, our hair, our age. Society tells us we have to be flawless to be valuable. And social media doesn't make it easier, right? You post a picture and immediately wonder, will they judge me? Will they notice my flaws? And when you're a woman in the public eye, body shaming comes fast and heavy. It's sad, but that's how society has shaped us. And I'll be honest with you, I was no different. I used to think I had to be perfect before I could show up. Perfect face, perfect makeup, perfect body, perfect smile. And for a long time, those fears kept me small. But here's what I've learned: your imperfections are not your weakness, they're your jewels. So, what do we even mean by imperfections? For women, it could be anything: your skin, your height, your weight, your age, your voice, your smile, your accent. And then there are the emotional imperfections, like the fears, the insecurities, the doubts you carry quietly. I have a lot of imperfections. Let me share you mine. Let me share with you mine. Physically, I've got plenty. I'm only 4'10", not exactly model height. And that's one. And also, I've always been like self-conscious about like my teeth. I've never been a fan of going to the dentist, so that made me extra aware of my smile. I've you see, I've had trauma as a child going to the dentist, so it's literally the last place I would go. My weight has also been another challenge. And being short, every little pound shows. And honestly, I love to eat. But when you get to a certain age, that big dinner out with friends doesn't disappear the next day. It stays with you. Then there's makeup. When I first started showing up online, I had no clue how to do it perfectly or properly. And people noticed. My sister would message me, Candice, fix your eyebrows. And those comments used to bother and hurt me sometimes. I bought all the gadgets, all the things just to put fake eyelash, just to like look a little better, and still couldn't put it on without feeling uncomfortable. So, you know what? I just end up removing it and really not even using it ever. As a speaker, my imperfections followed me too. You see, I'm a non native English speaker. I grew up in the Philippines, where, yes, English was our medium of instruction in the schools where I went to, but I carried my accent, my Filipino way of structuring sentences. And for a while, I was worried about my grammar, my pronunciation, even just the way I sounded. And for someone stepping into the world of public speaking, that fear was huge. But here's the truth: those fears are still there. I still make mistakes. I still catch myself, but I don't let them own me anymore. The shift came when I realized this: authenticity beats perfection every single time. Because when I stopped hiding, when I showed up as me, accent, height, teeth, weight, all of it, I finally felt free. And once I embraced that, I started to love myself deeply. Now, I wake up every day literally in love with myself. And I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean it in the healthiest way possible. I look at myself in the mirror, and instead of tearing myself apart, I talk to myself with love. And I know I've shared this before in my Mirror Talks episode, also here in Love Speaks, that I look in the mirror and I say, I love you. Candice, you're gorgeous. Candice, you're good. You're okay. Or you'll hear me just honestly. You'll randomly hear me yelling around my house. I love myself. Yes, my kids think I'm a little cuckoo. And we would just tease each other. And like they'll tell me, Mom, you look like Gloria. And they just start laughing. But you know what? It's healing and it works. And you know what happened when I started loving myself? I stopped caring about what others think and what they will say. People I'm sure who don't like my change when I first started are the ones following my page. My former classmates in, or else they wouldn't know what I'm doing, right? My former classmates in elementary back home, I just love it. They like I haven't heard from them for years, and they would reach out to me telling me, Candice, keep it up. You make us proud. And random people from all over the world message me to say how they appreciate me. And also, when I started to love myself, I stopped chasing and I started attracting. And I get surprised when I found out that I have fans who found me on the internet and are watching every one of my podcasts. I get DMs and messages saying, Candice, you inspire me, you inspire us. And sometimes I still think, wow, they're talking about me? But honestly, I know why. They feel my authenticity. They feel that I love myself. And that kind of energy is magnetic. And and also, I've also been meeting women recently, and I can tell you a lot of them are going through something heavy. Many are facing separation, divorce, or just trying to find their new path in life. And these are incredibly strong women, but they're in the middle of deep challenges. And also one of the reasons why I show up every day on my social media page is to hopefully inspire them or meant to. Look, I'm not better than you, than anyone, and I will never put myself above anyone because I was in your shoes too. I struggled, I doubted myself, and I also questioned my worth. But here's the truth, literally, it all starts with you, with accepting who you are, flaws and all. And when you do that, something just shifts. You start to see your worth. And once you see your worth, everything else changes. Look, I'm 54 years old and I'm proud of it. I don't use filters. I haven't done Botox, cosmetic surgery, or any laser treatments. Now, I'm not saying I never will, and I'm not judging anyone who does. But what I'm saying is at 54, I can still show up as me. And I still feel good enough not needing any of those stuff for now. I do my own makeup, I do my own hair. I still struggle with my weight, but I work at it. I exercise every day. And here's the wild part. Okay. At this age, I've had multiple love interests as young as 30 years old reaching out to me. And it's not because I've done something grand to make myself look different, but simply because I became me. And I did not mention this specifically just to brag. I'm sharing it to inspire, to remind you that you don't have to be perfect to be loved, noticed, or accepted. You just have to be you. And don't ever settle for anyone not deserving your worth. So, to anyone out there going through anything, separation, heartbreak, or just trying to rediscover themselves, know that I see you. I was you. And I want you to know you can get through this. You can love yourself. And when you do, you'll start attracting the right people, the right opportunities, and the right energy into your life. Because here's another truth: when you accept your flaws, you discover your worth. And when you know your worth, nothing can stop you. So let me leave you with few steps you can do. Like start today. First, name your imperfections. Don't hide them. Acknowledge them. Second, reframe them. Instead of saying, I hate this about me, say, this is me and I'm learning to love it. Third, practice mirror talk. Tell yourself, I love you every single day. Mirror or nor mirror. Doesn't make a difference. Fourth, show up anyway. Don't wait until you're perfect. Because you know why? That day will never come. Last, remember that you are enough and just keep working on making yourself better every single day. So wear your imperfections like jewels because they're not your shame, they're your shine. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Love Speaks Live. I'm Candice Ruggiero, and I just want to keep reminding you, keep watching my Love Speaks Live and also my Love Speaks out in the community. And I hope that you wait until I search for that community member that can share their story. Always watch out for it. And until then, love yourself first. Always, 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 always. Again, this is Candice, and I want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful night. Love speaks always. Bye, everyone.